The one guy I kind of want to focus on a little bit is Luke Weaver here, because I caught him back in Arizona when he was a starter. His last 7 games, getting the opportunity to start a little bit, 4 saves, 22 strikeouts to just 3 walks. He's been pitching great. Changed some things over the fact that he's a reliever now, kind of changed up a little bit as far as his pitch repertoire. He's featuring that good 4-seam fastball, which he changed the grip a little bit, and he credits Cole for that. He's always had a good changeup. That's been his bread and butter since he's been in the league. But he's added this cutter, and he's throwing it a lot more, and has basically bagged the curveball and the slider, and it's basically been that 3-pitch mix that he's been coming at you with. And you can see here just the percentages from last year to this year. He's always throwing that 4-seam in his changeup. That's his bread and butter. But that that usage has gone way up, and he's eliminated pretty much the curveball, the slider, the sweeper, whatever you want to call it, Adnan, and gone with that 3-pitch mix, and really done a great job. The other thing too, he made some adjustments with his mechanics a little bit. Was, as you can see here, he kind of went to an abbreviated leg kick, a little more of a slide step out of the windup, to kind of clean up a little bit of movement in his mechanics. But then also, it's really tough for a hitter to time that up. You're expecting a bigger leg kick, so sometimes that messes with the hitter. And you can see here, in 2020, he had the traditional leg kick, hands a little bit farther away from his body. 2024, a little shorter leg kick, a little closer to his body, eliminates some of that extra movement to allow him to be a little more consistent, with his release point and to throw more strikes. His strikeout rate went from just over 19% last year to just around 30% this year. It's the largest jump in the major leagues this year. And he's been a huge pickup for this team. Basically after getting released, by the Mariners last year and also the Reds last year. So really kind of revamped his career coming out of the bullpen
so you
for the
caught
Yankees.
him.
Caught him back in Arizona when he was starting.
How big is he?
He's not. I mean, he's a little bit taller than me, but he's strong. He's wiry, strong.
But the thing about that, when I saw that, and that was awesome too, because with that lower leg kick, if he didn't lose anything with this, you're hitting sometimes off of those guys, and you're going, well, he ain't bringing it. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's one thing to see a guy out there that's lifting his leg up, and, oh, I'm bringing it, and you're ready for it. Yeah. This little dead fish with the front leg, and then kind of can catch up on you.
So his leg is not coming up as high, right?
Right,
He's
correct.
changed that. But he's changed his grip on his fastball, and his velocity's actually ticked up, and that little extra that has gotten a little bit more on the fastball. He's talked Cole was kind of the one that helped him with that, but he's got a little more zip in that fastball than he used to. He's always had a good 4-seam to go with that changeup, but it's just a little different this year than it was last year.
The thing about that board, when you looked about the pitch usage year before to pitch usage now, there's a saying that you say, okay, let's work on our weaknesses. I always like to say, let's perfect our strengths.
Yep.
And if he's got these 3 cookies that are working right.
4-seamer, changeup, and cut.
Right. Let's not try to do all this, because sometimes when you have all that going on, they start to merge and meld into each other. And if you say, okay, let's be a little bit more deliberate with what we do. If we got weaknesses on this left side, don't work on them anymore. Kick them to the curb. If we can perfect our strengths and we can take a step forward, I'd rather do that than work on the weaknesses.
Yeah, a lot of times when I was catching him when he was a starter, he had the fastball, he had the changeup, so he was trying to find a curveball or a slider to go with that, and he just couldn't find the feel to be consistent with it. All of a sudden, this cutter has become a weapon to where he feels just as good throwing that pitch at any time for strikes or getting a strikeout as he does his changeup.
Top 5 bullpen here right now for the Yankees. Weaver's been a big part of that.